Hey peeps, Ross England here, and Gracie the Wonder Dog. Clear Lake Guide Service with your fishing report for September 9, 2021. Hey, you can just sit there, okay? Hope everybody's doing okay. You're coming to you from the studio in the garage today because you know what? It was 101 degrees, I think, when I finished fishing today. And I just didn't feel like staying out there in the sun much longer to do this. So I'm sitting here in the shade after I've cooled down a little bit in the garage. So a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's go over, for starters, let's go over activities coming up and what the schedule looks like. So for this coming weekend, the 11th and 12th, Bob's Marine out of Modesto is having their annual customer appreciation tournament, or whatever you want to call it. But basically, they put on a really fun tournament that is a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. It's going, obviously, out of Lakeport. It was originally set up to go out of Canocti Vista Casino, but that's not available for tournaments right now, although they do have some housing and some rooms saved for you. It's a fun event. They really do a good job. We've got a good raffle. It's kind of a family-oriented deal, so if you guys or gals are looking for some kind of an event to get involved in this weekend, you stop it. I'm working. It's a good team type event to get involved in. So that is Saturday and Sunday, the 11th and 12th. The following weekend, 17th, 18th, and 19th are set aside for New Gen. I believe I don't know what they call their event, but it's a team TOC of some form. And of course, that'll be going out of Lakeport again. And then the final actual weekend of September was originally scheduled to be an FLW event, but that got moved to Havasu. So as far as I know, I've got a little note on here, maybe the Bass Federation on Sunday the 26th, but I really don't know. I've got a question mark on that. So that kind of covers all the stuff that's coming up this month. Clear Lake kind of gets a break by FLW not being here. Of course, the area will miss them not being here, but I think they made the right move with the water levels the way they are. Who knows what's going to happen. So there's your activities that are coming up for the remainder of September. So lake level is minus 1.75 as of today. When I launched this morning, it was kind of, I saw the tail lights of my trailer, and tail lights of my trailer were a little bit past the mark on the dock that says that's the end of the ramp. So probably the rear axle of this trailer was within maybe a foot of the end of the ramp. So it's not a big change over the previous week, and the lake level really hasn't changed that much in the past couple weeks. It continues to go down, but Lakeport is still usable. Still probably the best ramp to use. As far as I know, Redbud is still open, but I've heard from a couple of people they've had issues down there. Part of the issues aren't really the launch ramp as much as just the gravel bar that's out behind the launch ramp and getting over it and getting around it. And then I've also heard from Bob Tyler that the Clear Lake Oaks launch ramp is, some people are using it with no problems at all. Other people are having issues with it. So those two launch ramps, both at Redbud and Clear Lake Oaks, I'm still going to just keep telling you, use at your own risk. Be careful when you use them. So that's pretty much the launch ramp situation. Water conditions, we found, we had a little bit of stretch of cooler weather. In the last couple of days, I've seen morning temps 74, 75 degrees. Yesterday didn't change that much during the course of the day. It started out at 75 and it got up to, at least from where we were, 78 was about the highest I saw. And today I got out a little bit earlier. It was 74 this morning. And when I came in, there was one spot I fished that it was 80. So that's six degree difference just in areas of the lake. Weeds are disappearing as we speak. Some of the weed beds that have been getting fished very, very hard the previous couple of weeks are starting to disappear. They're definitely thinning out. There's still some there, but they're disappearing quickly. And with that, what you see is the water clarity in some areas improved dramatically. We've had some wind in the evenings that has blown a lot of this algae around, and some of it being stacked up right near shore. As the wind blew, it's just, you've got a green line in the rocks all the way around the lake. So the algae is not really as big a problem as it has been, and that will continue to improve as the weeks go by. We had water clarity that we could see. One area we were in today, we could see 4 feet. I mean, it was pretty clear water for Clear Lake, and it was the right color. It was kind of a green looking water that, is pretty much what reservoir water is supposed to look like. And then there's other big areas where it's brownish color, it's tan colored, not tannin, but tan colored. But overall, I'm going to say the water conditions look pretty darn good. So, and you know what? All of that is very typical for this time of year, coming out of summer and going into fall. It's just going to get better and better. So, let's see. There's your activities, your conditions, and the lake level. So, fishing right now, the best way I can describe what has happened over the previous week, maybe week and a half, is we're back to junk fishing 101. Man, it's just cover water, cover as much water as you can. A concentration of fish to me is we catch 3 fish in one spot. That's a good concentration in a good spot. Most of it is just cover a lot of water, catch one here, catch one there. Over the last couple weeks, it's been a combination of drop shot, top water, and some little underspins, and lipless. Those have been the four deals that we've been doing the most with. The majority of our fish are still coming very, very shallow, probably less than 4 feet. We did catch a couple of fish today that were probably out in the 12 to 15 foot range on a drop shot, but for the most part, I'm kind of done wasting time fishing deep structure because I'm just not getting any payoff for it. So we're still staying up shallow. One day the silver sides will be all over the bank and fish will be chasing them. The next day the silver sides are not on the bank, the fish aren't chasing them. So it's just been a really, really, I'm going to say kind of an odd end of summer, early fall. Others may disagree with me, and that's fine. The last week and a half, 10 to 12 fish a day, and there haven't been any big ones. Most of them have been 2 to 2.5 pounds, and like today, we had 3 fish that were 3 pounds plus, and they look like monsters compared to the 2s. And I know for a lot of people fishing some of the reservoirs, 2-pounder, we shouldn't be sounding like we don't appreciate them, because we do. They're still a bigger fish than, a lot of lakes produce. But, it's Clear Lake in the fall. We're expecting something a little bit better. Still, I really think it's not a good way to get numbers of fish. But if you want a shot at a really good fish, I still think topwater is the best way to go. The water's definitely warm enough. There's definitely enough bait moving around in areas. It's been, during the week it's been nice. There's only been, well, today I think we actually saw 2 other boats, and one of them was Jim. So it's been interesting to say the least. So the construction still goes on there at 5th Street, and that's going to keep going on for probably another month or so, somewhere in that range. And then we'll see what else happens. So that's going to be it for today. Thanks for tuning in, listening. I appreciate it. Any of you have any questions or anything that you want me to cover? It's going to be, I'm assuming here pretty quick that we're going to have fewer and fewer days on the water. So if there's anything any of you want me to cover or talk about, I'd be more than happy to do it. I'll figure out a different way to do it, and we'll go from there. So have a good one. Hope you all have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next time.